Hey guys, it is Spectral Sailor. I'm Rosie and I have Jason with me, and tonight we have David Oman. Say hi, David.
Hi, David.
So David is the owner and you helped build, right? You helped build the Oman House?
Yes, my father and I built this house. Finished it. We bought the property in 1999 and finished it in late 2002. So I've been living here now for 19 years.
And you're not wearing a wig tonight or a mask. I
Yeah,
thought you might be. I wasn't sure what we were gonna get, but I was ready
no,
for
no.
whatever.
I know what you're referencing. It was the this past Saturday evening's
Football.
live stream with the Ghosty Girls, and I said I was going to get a mask. I
Yeah,
didn't put on a mask. I put on a mask.
yeah. That's funny.
I had
Well,
fun
if
with it.
you
I'm
did
sorry.
wear one, that'd be okay.
Well, I was just playing around with it. I'm not an anti-vax or anything like that. I
Hmm.
just was making fun of, you say, put on your mask. I said, hey, I'll put on a mask. How's this?
Yeah.
So I
Well,
put
then
on the
they have the
football
ones
helmet.
that look like they're Halloween looking too, like teeth and stuff. So, I have some questions, and Jason probably has some questions, and then I'm gonna go and see what our comments have so far. We have hello from Adam, and John Doherty said, "Well, well, well, look who is live on the Paranormal United Network."
Cheers to John. John actually was here last July before he was on his way off to his home in Georgia, where he moved to, and then he's now in North Carolina, I do believe. But John
Hmm.
was here, stopped in LA. I said, "Look, John, you've been coming and visiting for the past couple of years. You got to come by to visit as a swan song on your last visit to LA." So he came down here, and he was over, and I'll swing the camera over to show you where he was.
Yeah.
John was right over there, and literally, you watch the video right over. Let me just give you right here at this point. He was right here, and he's unpacking his bags. And I had gone downstairs, but right before I did, here's the story. John was standing right here unpacking his bags, and he's doing this, and I had gone downstairs. And right before I went downstairs, I said to him, John, I just heard the spirits, for a spirit say, we're going to miss him. And I said, it's kind of funny, John. I said, he goes, oh, yeah, right. So I go down the staircase, and John's sitting here unpacking his bags. He just got here 10 minutes earlier. Excuse me. And he yells out, he goes, David, is there anybody else in the house? And I had some friends here. And what happened is that I said, no, what are you talking about? And he says, I just heard a woman's voice say, hi, John. And I said, oh, you've got to effing be kidding. So I came running upstairs, and I've got three
A
cameras,
woman.
really clear as a bell. He says it was a woman. So I have three cameras here in this room alone and three cameras in this room. And I said, let's check the cameras. And sure enough, you can hear as clear as a bell this woman's voice say, hi, John. All three cameras captured it. And it was clear to him that he heard the voice. So we basically assessed that there was somebody there with him. And it's on my YouTube channel, and you can see it.
Yeah.
I think it's like the second or third video posted up there, but it's amazing. And to this day, John says, yeah, I've always been, every time I've been to your house, I've always had experiences here. But that was the wildest that he's ever had, where he literally heard that woman's voice. John,
Yeah.
why don't you chime in and say something about
You know
that?
what's funny? When we went to Waverly, all the female ghosts were following him around too and giving him communication.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. There was two, one named Sarah and another one I can't remember her name, that were spirits there that were talking to John through the devices.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause
Interesting.
he's like the
Fascinating.
rock star of female spirits.
He swoons them.
He's like the rock star for them. Uh-oh.
What's the
Okay.
matter?
My son. He walked in here. I thought he was going to make an appearance.
Oh,
Yeah. So I had some questions that I jotted down today.
yep.
'Cause I don't really know a lot of details. I mean, I know who you are, but I actually don't really know that much about like your backstory or your history, except what I
Well,
read on that article. We clicked on an article and it gave us some of that.
that's my
Your
backstory.
backstory.
I don't know. Is there anything on my back? There's a story
Oh
there.
yeah, let us see your backdrop. Let us see. That's the cover of your book, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the cover of my book, Ghost of Cielo Drive. This is Rudolph Valentino, Jack Johnson, and Sharon Tate. They're the three spirits that have been recorded being here at the house. Um,
So, what inspired you to write that book? Like, what's the story of that?
well, the story on that is I'd seen a lot of different people's books about the Sharon Tate murders, and this goes back to like 2006 after we did after the house was on Ghost Hunters. And I decided that I wanted to write a book about the story of the house and the hauntings here because a lot of people had gotten their stories wrong. It
Mhm.
took me literally, what is this, about 14 years to write and finish the book. And finally, I came out with it last year in October. And personally, I think it's a clear story about my history connected to the Sharon Tate murders, the murders themselves, some of the myths about the murders, some of the myths about the paranormal I went and dispelled, and told the story about the house and the hauntings that have been going on here since 2000 and well, about 2001 when the construction was going on here. And so far it's been very well received by the audience, the public. Um, a lot of people were curious. I'm trying to read what's going on. Oh yeah, that was definitely wild. So long.
It's not doing things something wrong though.
I have to. Hey,
That's
Jason.
gone.
I got to
Yeah.
wrangle. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Wrangle the troops.
I have a hyper child too.
Oh, I was one of those once upon a midnight drearies, so I understand that.
Yeah, everybody. First off, it's nice meeting you finally.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I see John came in and chimed in with his story.
Yeah.
Um,
You know not to have those on.
yeah, like I said, that's John's version of what happened last July. And like I said, the video is pretty crazy because we have the video and audio from three different cameras that were literally within feet of him and what he heard, where he heard it. And it's just crazy because my dog was standing or sitting right near the staircase going down, and he raised his head when he heard the "Hi, John" and started looking around like he heard it himself. It was that wild of a video. So I suggested everybody in the audience take a look at that and also subscribe to my channel. It's a free channel. There's no Patreon, no nothing like that, no merch to buy, etc. But you can watch the stuff and enjoy it, since that's what I think it's all really about, is showing off the stuff you captured.
Sydney asked if you're in the house now.
Yes, I'm in the house now, right now. Yes, this is the house. This behind me is the den. Over there, the figurines here. As a matter of fact, right there, if you see those are the figurines.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Knocked down. Yeah, the Beetlejuice figurine.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, these little bad boys. I'll give you some light on them. There we go. There you can see them lit up. Those ones.
Yeah, me and Jason watched that video and we saw them knocked down, and it was like so quick that it kind of actually jump scared me. I was like, ah, because they were so loud.
I have video of that stuff happening. I can't even tell you how many times. I mean, I've got maybe 7 or 8 incidents posted on YouTube. There must be about 100 videos I have through the years of those figurines getting knocked over. It's ridiculous. The one thing that I don't have is from 7 years ago during the 45th anniversary of the murders, my friend who's an artist named Joey Moss, who had painted these incredible portraits of Sharon Tate. I'll show you the.
I think I know that name, Joey Moss. I think
yes, he's an artist. That right there is the first portrait of Sharon that he did here. There's one behind it. I can't. Oh God.
Did he do the artwork for the cover of your book, or did somebody else do it?
No, that was done by another friend of mine. Here, I'll pull this.
I'm gonna steal your lunchbox telepathically. I'm gonna make it come to me. It's a Ouija board lunchbox.
Right there, Sharon Tate.
Oh, that's a good photo.
Which is a great one. But like I said, he's a phenomenal artist. MAAS, like I said. He's incredible. He's done all the visual artwork here at the house. He's also created what do you call it? A Ouija board planchette. Oh, wait a second. Which way? This way? All right. There we go.
So, what do you eat out of that Ouija board lunchbox?
So the way that's
What do you eat out of it?
yeah. The Ouija board lunchbox. I got this on eBay. I had to. Somebody said you got to get. I said, all right, fine. How much? It was like it was used one for $8. So how can you go wrong with this?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, I've got a Ouija
Probably
board.
wouldn't find it cheaper. Sydney says, "Oh my gosh, cool! I am fangirling right now. So much history."
Yeah,
I'm posting the comments up there so you can see them if you want to.
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's
some people have questions for you.
Oh my God!
And Laura said,
"Laura, yeah, it's like I said. I'm always impressed with the stuff. But wait, back to the story of the 45th anniversary of Back to Joey. So he was here. We were looking. He was staring directly at the figurines about 10 feet away, and I was on his. I was on his left side this way. So he was here, and I was here. The figurines are this way. One of the Beetlejuice at 12:20 in the morning flew off the aquarium and about 10 feet, about a foot and a half in front of him, dropped to the ground, went flying like this, dropped, his head came off, and he was like, oh my God, it launched towards me. I can't believe it. I go, oh my God. I said, that's the craziest thing. I just turned, literally, as it was flying through the air, I just turned my head to the left and go, whoa. And it's not like this. It's boom.
It was like what Beetlejuice does in the movie, no? But in real life.
Well, whatever it was, it moved. And I was like, oh my God. He goes, I said, the first thing I think is, what time is it? I look at my watch. It's 12:20 a.m. on August 9th. It had just gone from August 8th to the August 9th. And I heard a voice say, it's the time I died. And I'm thinking, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
45 years ago, that's what time Sharon, literally her body and her soul separated. And I was freaking out. Hey, Fiona, stop chewing your nails.
What time was it?
12:20 a.m.
12:20 a.m.
Yeah.
I always think numbers have significant meanings. That's what I was asking.
I think it was time. Don't do that. No one wants to do their nails. No one wants
we have
to do their nails.
Kids in the background here, dogs in the background there.
And my dog's chewing her nails. I'm like,
we have backup singers, both of us.
Well, I had to tell her to stop chewing her nails because she's doing that. Fiona, thank you.
We have
so that voice, the voice that you and John heard on the cameras and everything. Have you heard the exact same voice before, or no?
No, I have and again, what we have here are not EVPs, because EVPs are through a spirit box or a Frank's box or an Equivox or whatever you want to call those intermediary, devices that are supposedly transmitting spirit communications. They might just be, but I don't have a lot of faith in them. Secondly, if they are a spirit, it's not in their voice. The vocalization is basically a bit of a transmission of an AM, an FM, or a cellular phone call, and they're picking a word out of that conversation and supposedly using that to express their feelings or whatever they're trying to express or communicate. Here at this house, I've recorded over 24 disembodied voices, which these cameras record. They record in audio. We don't sweeten the audio. You can basically hear it with the volume turned up, and you hear usually a muffled sound or a whisper speaking like this right on top of the microphone. And it's always the characteristic. It's like this. And we've had them in Spanish. We have one that we recorded here on 3 digital recorders during a seance, and on somebody's video camera, and on one of the, I do believe it's on one of the house cameras, a man's voice saying, "Let it go, mija." And it was like, it said, "Let it go, mija." Really whispery and breathy. And I was like, all right. And this girl said, because that's my father. He passed away 5 years ago of cancer. And I haven't been able to go on with my life since he died. And I'm like, and she goes, now I now have closure. I can go on with my life.
Yeah.
So
he knew she was watching.
They're at youtube.com David Oman. Here. As a matter of fact, let me go right there. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's
It keeps on blurring in and out.
/ David Oman.
Come on, stop. It can't seem to focus.
Instagram the Oman House.
That's where you can go and check out the videos here at the house. They're, like I said, they're free. Subscribe. I don't believe in charging anything like that. Some wild photos over the years. Yes, John, you have. And since you opened up a kettle of fish there, Johnny boy, I'm going to show you some photos shot here at the house because I just happen to have some. Right here what we have, and there you can see it. This isn't the window, the sliding glass window here. Well, that's the screen door, that's the window, and then it's open here. Then you see screen door there, and then that's the window, sliding glass window there. But if you notice, right in the middle, where? Right here, you've got there, you see it? That orb inside of an orb. It cannot be a speck of dust if, in fact...
If you can see it inside of another one.
Right, let me see if we can get that angle right.
I mean, the likelihood of that lining up that direct second that the photo actually was caught, probably not likely.
It's in color. It's not with an infrared light, so it's not in darkness, and it can't be a speck of dust reflecting. Yeah. So that's why I said the fact that if I can get that, let me see. Right, there it is.
It even kind of looks like there's something to the left in that door reflection.
That's for the window. So remember, the reason why it's important where that orb is it's floating 3 feet out above the railing outside.
Oh, yeah. So it's levitated. So there's nothing below it.
So and again, it's not a reflection on the window because the windows are open and that's in the dead air space.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can try to figure that. There we go. There we go. The right angle where you can actually see that. There you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's cool.
So that was something important. You've all heard of Dr. Barry Taff. This is a photo right here of Dr. Taff. And if you notice, there we go, on the edge of the frame where my fingers are right here, this weird anomaly that's there, that shouldn't be there. That's Steve Rubin, and that is a digital geomagnetometer. And Barry in his hand has got his natural tri-field meter. At the time, he says, we're getting a spike on the meters. And I said, well, what do we got? And he goes, we have something here, I see, that we captured on this edge.
Is it a woman?
That's just something there was just 2 guys.
No, the apparition, is it a female?
I don't know. I just snapped the picture and captured it later on and found that to be there.
I think it's a female.
This is a picture during the 2004 investigation. You can see right here that orb. Well, again, the backstory to this is I shot this photograph while we were doing an investigation. It was being recorded. She went and said, I feel the presence of a woman who's next to me over my left shoulder. And I have the whole video of this. And she goes, she's finding it difficult to speak. So I snapped the photograph. Mind you, it's in color. It's not a flash because you can see there's no flash in the reflection here. But this appears right where the woman says that she's having trouble speaking. And you can see it as clear as a bell. It's right over her left shoulder.
Yeah.
And she had trouble speaking, she said?
She says the spirit is, she goes, there's a woman over my left, there's a woman spirit over my left shoulder, and she's finding it very difficult to speak. And I snapped the picture, and lo and behold, what do you know?
So, yeah.
You know, I'm just fortunate in that regard. This was on the 35th anniversary of the murders. Now, people have complained and said, oh, it's a camera strap. First of all, my second cousin was here videotaping where I am right now standing, and he was videotaping in that direction. And when we watched the video, there was nothing here when I shot it, the picture. There's no camera strap. And if you look closely, and I can take it out of the sleeve too so you can see the photograph. This is with 35 millimeter high speed, 800 speed film. And yeah, let me get to that.
That's very
Now, when
strange.
you look at it, you can see that it changes colors
Yeah.
here as it makes its way down. The pattern changes, and it's somewhat transparent in certain parts.
Hmm. It looks like an anomaly. It looks like what they call, I think it's called a ribbon fish or something like that, and it's supposed to be like a spirit, almost like not plasma and not like ghost mist, but like a streak. It looks like a fish to some people when they get
Again,
it.
when I shot the picture, and I shot 4 rolls, so that was around 100. It was 132, 32, 64, 128 images at least that night, at
Yeah,
least 3 rolls. And of that, we only got 3 or 4 images that were strange. This is
yeah.
another one. Look at this one. This is in front of the Tate Gate.
Really?
Yes, that was the gate that was there after they demolished the house in 1994. So that's before they actually, that was before the final gate was put in. That was just a temporary gate. But again, and you can see through it how transparent it is in
Yeah.
certain parts. Again, 35 millimeter high speed film with a piece of crap camera. This was also shot. Now look at the burn. The
Yeah.
burn doesn't come in the bottom. It
Hmm.
stops around here, and then it stops around here. So
And
it's,
then it's not in the other photos.
and if you look closely, you can see through the burn. I'll try to get the glare off and see the
Yeah.
purse and the couch, the sofa pillows on the sofa.
You were getting pickpocketed by a ghost. Somebody's purse was.
Well, her purse was totally. Let me take it out of here so you can see it without the glare.
Oh no, I was just making a joke like the
Oh
ghost
yeah,
was
no.
trying to take her purse and run.
Well, luckily they didn't take anything, but you can see right through it, and you can see the purse
Yeah.
is open,
Yeah.
and you can see the couch and the pillows. So whatever it is not a photo burn. And
Yeah,
it's
because
on
it would have
the
been on the photos before and after that.
right, and it's on the negative as well, which is something people aren't familiar with these days. We have actual
Hmm.
film with
I
35
thought
millimeter.
those looked older, like they had negatives. Yeah,
Right, and this
they're
is
from a
going down
regular
to
camera.
the bottom of the third level years back, and you can see the burn there that shouldn't be there, and that's just the way it is.
Hmm.
What do we got? This is the blow
They
up.
said the bottom of the first level,
Yeah, that's the bottom of the
and then
first
it's a
level
different
going into
spot.
the theater
Yeah.
room. This, of course, is a blow up of that picture, but you can see
Huh.
the
Yeah.
purse and everything, and how the burn stops right there in the middle of the fireplace, even. I personally like 35 millimeter film when you can use it,
Yeah.
only because it's a dumb camera. It's taking an image of the light and processing it immediately onto the film. It's
Yeah.
not a CMOS chip saying 0010000111111 trying
Yeah.
to processing. What is this? It has to identify it. That's why I said you couldn't get these images with just a regular. Now this again is a blow up of the gate photograph. And again, you can see through that translucent manifestation that's there.
Yeah. It is some kind of manifestation. Something odd.
Right. Then you
I
got,
wonder if it's something. You know how there's supposed to be like no concept of time. Like if it's something that was there when that happened that belonged to one of them, like an object, and they're just showing it to you, like you're seeing it
I don't know. I think it's
in another
just where it's
dimension.
manifesting, and it's just how the camera and the film is interpreting what it
Yeah.
sees. And again, I'm not seeing these images at the moment. I'm just randomly snap, snap,
Yeah.
snap, snap, snap. And when it comes time to analyze what we captured, that's when I find what it is that's there that has made itself, how should you say, apparent. Because obviously, at the time I'm shooting the pictures, I have no idea what and if I captured anything. Here's another example.
That's weird shit.
And this is one. This is a digital photo, and the one. I mean, no, this is 35 millimeter as well. The photograph before this manifestation is like a lower thing like this. It's just a small portion.
That's
Right here.
creepy. That one is. Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
That's going from the living room, from the dining room into the living room, because you see the dining room chairs there, and the planter. You can actually see the fiddly ficus through some of that haze of what's there.
Yeah. Looks like a really big mass, like probably like several different things together, making that kind of. That looks kind of like what I was talking about earlier too. Those ribbon fish or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is going from the dining room, same room, because you can
Mhm.
see right here the plant, and there's that candlestick holder and the candle, and then you can see the chairs. It's the same area, but look at this. I mean, look at this. Oops, right here. This
Yeah.
wouldn't be there. And again, 35 millimeter film. Here's a great.
I'm going to start breaking out my 35 millimeter and using it more.
Yeah, might as
See
well.
what I get as far as results.
This is actually, I'll show you where this is. This is right there.
Um,
So you see that wall where that wall is? That's this line right here. Where this painting is where that painting is.
Huh.
Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that, because then here's the doorway, which is there. And then this shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Some kind of bent light, like bending of light. I don't know, some strange looking object.
Something strange is there, but it's there.
Yeah.
That's my show and tell picture show today, kids.
Pretty cool. I like that they're 35 millimeter too because it makes you think if you went back and you looked, if people paid attention then when we used those all the time, like we do now, then we might have actually been looking in photos for stuff that shouldn't have been there.
Well, you can still do it now. There's no reason if
Yeah.
you don't have your film. It's not to look backwards,
Yeah.
but it's to take pictures. I mean, if you have photographs where those kind of anomalies are being recorded on a 35 millimeter camera,
Hmm.
and again, I don't have the camera here, but it's a regular rinky-dink plastic little point shoot and have to manually advance the photograph forward so you can't take double exposures with it. That's why I bought it. And again, that was the 35th anniversary. Crap, that was 17 years ago now. That was in 2004. So again, those were shot before the first show of Ghost Adventures even was on the air. Or Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
That's how long I've been checking, living here and dealing with the paranormal activity before any of those shows hit the air. And, that's my story. I'm not afraid of it because you can't. Here's my point. You're all afraid of ghosts, huh? Let me give you a little 411 information about ghosts. They're dead people, i.e. people that have already died before you. Well, aren't older cameras better at capturing stuff? Adam, honestly, Adam, a camera is a camera.
Hmm.
The only reason why it's not the older cameras, it's the older technology, meaning that piece of film will only capture and process what it's given information-wise. It's not
Yeah.
information, it's light information. It's what that captured, what that image that it sees on the lens, through the lens, and into and onto the backing on that film, the negative. That's why it's better. It's just different. I think that your cell phone cameras, I was looking for my cell phone, they have a CMOS chip in it. They interpret stuff differently than the eyes do, than the camera film does. Camera film won't lie unless it is manipulated. And I'm using a piece of crap camera that removes all forms of manipulation outside of dangling of wire in front of the lens and doing that kind of stuff. You can't manipulate this camera because it's a piece of junk. It doesn't allow you to manipulate it with double exposure, with changing the
Yeah.
frame speed. You don't have that. You just only can point, focus, and snap the picture. That's why I said that camera was a fail-safe on that anniversary, because I wanted to see if we captured anything and could capture anything. And like I said, 4 of those photos came out with activity, but that's 4 out of 128.
Yeah.
So,
Did you guys take photos around the exact time you said that it happened?
back in 2004, no.
No.
And Sydney, no, my book is not out in audio. I haven't sat down and spent the money to go into an audio lab and to put tracks of the book down. And after reading it myself, it'll take a couple of weeks.
One of us could buy it and just record it for you and just send it to her.
Yeah,
Read
but
it to her.
people want to hear my voice, and the problem is when I read the book out loud, I fall into this bad habit of ad-libbing. So it would be like getting a Criterion
Yeah.
Edition DVD where you have commentary by the author running along. These are the excerpts that are not in the book that Mr. Oman has added on his own. So these are bonus, additional commentary. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. No, like I said, there are things in the book about the story of Lindsay Lohan coming here. Rosie, I sent them on your page.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to pop that. He
Lady
sent
Dawn
some pictures
thing.
that he took there. He sent them to me that he took at your house.
Yeah.
Here's we were there the night of the birthday party for Sharon Tate, and around the cake we had placed an EMF detector all over the table, and they all started to go off when we were saying happy birthday. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
God damn, John, I swear to God, if I get the docuseries on the house, I'm going to have to go to you for some of that footage because I know you've got that. And I totally forgot that. That's right. When we were here, John was here and we had some people over and we realized it was Sharon Tate's birthday. I said, oh, we have to, put together a birthday cake. And we had a little birthday, celebration for her birthday. And it's true. All the EMF meters were going off. The Snyder Cut. Exactly, Jeff. If you like, I'll draw. I can read an excerpt out of the book, and you'll get to hear at least a little bit of it. I do have to do an audio version because I want to. And people have said, "Where the hell's the audio version? We want to hear you read it." Because when I read it in my head, I hear you talking, and I go, "That's scary. That's scary." If you hear my voice reading the book when you're speaking out loud when you're reading the book, I'm sank. I said that you can't get right. No, not that.
You should have kept David Oman's bedtime stories for adults. That's what you should call it. And just keep going after the book's over. Just make up another story.
I do have some adult bedtime stories from a book series that I got from somebody at Reach Around Books. Crap. And I'll tell you, they are the funniest. They sent me five complete sets of the books to give out when I'm doing talk shows and stuff. So since I'm doing let me just at least pull it out since you want a little humor there.
I don't know if I should have said that or not.
Here we go. It's an unsolicited plug to the people at
I didn't tell you this is a PG-13 show. Okay, never mind. That's good.
Oh, we haven't gotten to it yet. You haven't even heard the titles of the books.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
The first one that caught my attention.
likes to look at balls. I just heard that earlier. There was a show on before me, and they were telling me they like balls. I was like, what?
Look at this.
Come swing with us. Oh my god. It's like a subliminal message too. Hey Jennifer. Oh my gosh. A little kid wouldn't even know what that meant. Oh my god.
And finally, the funniest of all, which I think is the best. You can't get away with it.
God. Never know what's going to happen on this show.
Somewhere too, he says.
Oh, let me just give you a little insight into this book, the first of the series. Susie likes to look at balls.
Oh god. Here goes the bedtime stories for adults by
This
David.
is very true. Here we go, kids. Open your eyes, shut your ears, and your mouth will stop being agape. It says, tiger's balls are small and white, just like Michael Jackson's. These two guys are searchlights. They both see lots of action.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad he's going to haunt you now. You know that, right?
Tiger, Michael.
Bring it on, baby.
He might dance and sing for you.
That's what I'm saying about that.
That's funny.
I wonder if anyone has tried to communicate with him.
You bet your ass. It's been a real long time since I've been talked to. Tiger puts his balls in holes and keeps them out of the sand, while Michael probably shows his balls to boys at Neverland.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was thinking in my head. I was thinking Neverland.
Oh, that's so funny.
Sydney loves you. And Jennifer does too. And Laura.
I think a little humor is good once in a while.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, dear goodness, here we have a good one. But Bruce Jenner ran decathlons. He took Olympic gold. But today, I'm sad to say, he has no balls to hold. I don't know just what went down. He must have lost a bet.
Oh my god.
It's Jersey.
He met bitch Kardashian is what I think he's happened to do. Bruce's balls are Caitlyn's now. I'm sure that he has regrets.
Oh goodness, is that a man? Is a woman? It's just Caitlin. Oh, I'm listening. I'm audibly listening, but I'm also
David is always interesting. Thank you, Laura. Pam has soft and bouncy balls, the kind that must be seen. Hugh Hefner knows how all that goes. They're in his magazine.
But at least it's not about a bird, so we don't have. Oh God.
It's about Pam Anderson and Hugh Hefner.
Blah. Hello, Ronnie, the newcomer that's going to have no
Hello,
clue what's
Rodney.
going
How
on.
are you, dear fellow?
I don't think Ronnie has a weak heart or anything, or
Hugh
I don't think Ronnie's.
Hefner's balls were big and bold, the finest balls around. Then one day you got old, and now his balls drag on the ground.
Oh my gosh, he's a Capitan. Soy Capitan. Oh gosh.
That's good.
I know what I'll dream about tonight. Sydney said, "Oh my gosh, balls, beach
We're
balls."
almost over, kids. The entertainment, the humorous part. Serena brings some lovely balls to to the tennis scene. She has fuzzy little yellow balls, yellowish and green.
Oh my god. That was good.
Oh, there's more to go about Serena, I have a feeling. Oh, yes, there is, apparently.
Ronnie said, "I'm not new. I've been here the whole time. My phone's been glitching."
I think these balls might just be what make her such a threat. The other girls out of the court haven't got a set.
Oh my goodness. He better
Right. You did lose. All right, get back here, you bastards.
get some Bengay after that match.
Stay there. The spirits. Get to the next page. They've seen enough. Crap, you guys are pushy. Serena tries to keep them hidden because if they were verified, the women's tennis league, from the women's tennis league, she'd be disqualified.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's funny.
Susie went with Magic Johnson out for some seafood. When she looked at Magic's balls, she really lost the mood.
Oh my god.
oh my gosh. Under the table humor. Where's Howard? He's missing out.
And you want paranormal. Magic, where's your protection? I think it's too late. Your balls are going to spread infection. It's time to end this date.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, for sure. And then go to the doctor. Call the doctor the next day. Oh my gosh.
David Beckham thinks his balls look nice, and it seems the world agrees. He showed his balls once to Posh Spice. The rest is history.
Oh my god. That's good.
David Beckham thinks it's bowling nice. That's funny.
And you wanted paranormal, huh? I'll give you Abby normal. Ernie is not all that impressed by what David Beckham's got. He thinks the Spice Girl looks depressed since having tied the knot. Ernie's rented shoes and wrist brace made David laugh out loud.
No bowling. There you go, Jeremy.
No.
He's bowling. Oh, it's Jeremy over here on the left side.
I think Ernie must be the bowler.
The bowling shirt.
It says, but the eyes lit up on Posh's face when Ernie pulled his ball sack out. Ernie's balls were beautiful, big and hard and round. When he slid his fingers in, Posh made a funny sound.
You're not going to get any sleep tonight because you're summoning all the perverted ghosts.
Excuse me, I am the ghost magnet.
Yeah.
I mean, the ghost. I'm the poltergeist agent. Are you talking about? I already
You're like,
represent the demons and the bad boys on the hereafter. They're already here. John Belushi, Jim Morrison, James Dean, a few others. Ernie rolled his big old balls for a split and then a strike. Now David knows it's Ernie who's got the stuff that ladies like.
Looks like Jeremy to me, holding the ball. Yep, that's funny.
Okay, Mr. TikTok. I'm not on. That's the whole thing. But here it is again. Reach around books.
When you said that, I knew what we were getting into. Hey, Kathy.
That's funny.
Like I said, these guys are the funniest. I promised them I would help them get some books sold. They're great. They're funny adult books. They're great for parties, great for gifts. If you can afford to get the whole set for like $30, you get the whole set and you give it to somebody as a gift. They will die laughing. If the kids get it, the kids will never figure what the hell they double on.
Give it to your grandma.
Yeah.
She might not know what it is either.
Randy got a groove back quick.
My grandma wouldn't have known what he was talking about. She would have been like, I don't get it.
So getting back to your house for a second.
Yes.
How many times do you know that you know of that Sharon Tate's been there? Documented, I guess.
Well, I don't keep a what do you call it? I don't keep a register of who enters and who leaves the house as far as spirits are concerned. Honestly, I know that there's been one experience where, and I'll read it out of the book. As a matter of fact, it's a great story of my friend Alma Carey. The first night she was here on the 35th anniversary in 2004 for that first, very, 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 very first paranormal investigation that was done here after I had been living here since August of 2002. So literally around the 2 year anniversary, I had Rob Wardowski and a group of his group of about 3 investigators. It was him, his wife, his friend Alma Carey, and another girl, Summer, I do believe, and I think that was it. And I had my friend Jim Vines here. Those were the pictures that you see here. This is Summer right here. This is Jim Vines right here. And this is my second cousin who was videoing it. And then, like I said, Alma Carey. Let me go find that excerpt out of the book to read it to you. I think you guys will find it very, very interesting. Not J, it's after J. Here we go. All right. On the night of the investigation, Monday, August 9th, 2004, I invited my friend Jim Vines, my mom's second cousin, Ira, and Rob and Ann Radowski, their friend and psychic, Alma Carey, Diana Melvin, and her friend Summer. Rob arrived at 6:30 p.m. with his team, and Alma Carey arrived shortly after them. I want to let you know that the details and the specifics related to this event were recorded by Rob, and I will share that with you after my own recollection of what I experienced and saw from my own perspective. Let me put a little light on my here. That makes it much easier. All right. Alma had arrived as Rob and I were running around the house setting things up. Alma walked in and sat down at the dining room table to get herself settled in. While people were outside looking around the front of the house, I walked into the house and Alma mentioned to me that she saw my girlfriend walk down the stairs. I said, my girlfriend isn't here tonight. She isn't interested in the paranormal field. Alma said that she had walked into the house, sat down at the dining room table, and the chair closest to the entry of the house. Quote, I was sitting down and looking around the living room, and I noticed the big window leading to the balcony. And then let me see what she says. To the balcony onto the right of the bar, and noticed this girl moving through the doorway in that room in that room. She was this pretty girl, shoulder length, straight, natural blonde hair, which was pulled back as if it would have been longer had she not had it pulled back. She had a most natural beauty. She was wearing a light white, a little white tennis dress or sundress or skirt to the middle thigh, and was barefoot, nude legs, fit figure about 5'4". And she was looked around to be in her 20s. She wasn't pregnant either. She had a look like she was just going about her business, seemed to be right at home with a look like she was trying to not be bothered with the goings on of the others here. I saw her walk around from the den through the doorway into the living room and then walk down the staircase. She looked totally at ease, walking around as if she lived here. Nothing at all out of the ordinary at all. She didn't look like a ghost at all, nothing to suggest anything out of the ordinary. And because it was the first time I was here, I saw a bunch of people that I didn't know and to begin with. And that was it. I just assumed that she was your girlfriend. I looked at Alma and said no one else was here in the house and that looked anything like that. Everyone who was here was outside with us. And there was just 8 of us to begin with. No one else of the team was in the house. Jim and I were certainly no girl in a sundress and fit that description. I think you saw a ghost. I think it was Sharon Tate. She says, I don't know who it was, but I saw a girl and she was pretty and it was pretty clear that she was here. Now, I'll show you where it was. Alma was sitting right, sorry about that. See that chair right there? That chair? She was sitting there. So what Alma saw is if you see this doorway, what Alma described it as, watch out there. From this doorway, she said she saw this woman walk around like this, and then turn and look at her right like this. So I'm here where this woman was. Turner had looked at Alma, which was looking this way, and then the woman walked down like this, around here, all the way down the staircase. There's the window that Alma was looking outside at, and that's when she saw this person walk here and then walk down the staircase, she says, and walk down the stairs and out of frame. So that's what Alma saw. Stop walking around. I'm on show. Show.
I'm going to try to show them. John sent me a couple of photos that he took there.
John,
I
you
tried to
show
pull
pictures
them up
of
on
me in this house in paralyzing positions?
I don't know. I tried to pull them up on Facebook and it just I went
Said
away.
no.
It
They
said
don't want this
no,
picture
and I
shown,
lost you guys. So I'm going to try to see if they can see this. But there's an
John, bad
orb
boy.
right here.
John's no good.
John, can you see it?
I can see it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's in the theater room. I don't know what it is, but it's somebody.
Yeah.
I need more root beer. Good since 1898. Oh,
I was waiting for John to explain what it is, maybe.
Rudy Tooty beer.
You looking, maybe there's the orb in the window? Is that what you're talking about?
There is an orb in the window.
Of a
It
flash.
said Joe. Oh, that's Joe next to you? Yeah.
Barks. Ruff. Root beer. Barks a lot. I'm from Barks Root Beer. Barks a lot. Barks Root Beer.
Yeah, it's a pretty good orb. And then here's another photo, which is going to be best long ways. I'm trying to get any glare off of it. Hey, go turn the bathroom light off. Go.
That's somewhere in my house? It looks like it's in my house, but I don't know where. Where's that, John?
Okay, well, you had it right there for a second. You can kind of see. Yeah, there's a.
The orb. That's the, God, that's way bright. Dogs, what are you doing outside? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It does, yeah. Yep. In the general vicinity, the same general vicinity. See the stick figure. I always try to take pictures and video of my stick figures too. so I can have them as evidence. Because
I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments. I see that Adam Ramos, Hill Valley. Have you seen? Oh, Marty. It's high time we got back to 1985 there, Marty. It's a real problem. Your kids are a real pain in the ass. My God. Is that good enough for you, Adam?
someone asked if there's more than one house on the property. Are the other houses reporting activity?
I can't tell you if they are, and so far I don't know about other houses on the area. Each one of the houses is their own property. The next door neighbor's house that was there was an Airbnb. Usher was living there for about 6 months, using it as his creative space. He told me he had some weird experience, and we rented it out for an Airbnb for ourselves, and we had some stuff going on. But
Oh my God.
he was in the floor where the bedrooms are on the second level, and in the shower, and he heard footsteps walking across the ceiling, which is the floor to the top, which is the floor on the top floor. And he says that no one was in the house. He was freaking out. So we went upstairs with a towel wrapped around, and he saw the door and the gate to the outside door was locked, and there was no one in the house. So yeah, there's some funny stuff.
Rosie, like nobody knows what you're laughing at.
Can't do look.
What is it? What did John say?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, okay.
What?
Oh God. And Albert Einstein had hair like that too, though.
12 gigawatts. It's 21 gigawatts, you idiot. What is with you? Not 12.
He
My
said
God.
he corrected it.
Is there gravity a problem in the future there? Everything's so heavy. My God.
You sound like the Godfather meets
Right.
Joe Pesci. Look at the Godfather and Joe
Yeah,
Pesci.
well, you tell me, what's so funny? You find me funny? Do you find me amusing? Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh? Let me ask you a question, sonny boy. What the hell's the matter with your frickin' face? Run into a meat grinder with you because you're about to run into my fist? You stinking piece of dirty shit. I'll take you out in the middle of the night and I'll kick your ass around. You'll give me that dirty look again. Ah, you son of a bitch.
I told him when he first came on, where's the wig? You don't have a wig.
I'm not wearing my wig tonight, Johnny boy.
We're not going to be
You've
wigs.
known me for 4 years.
Together
Have you
with
now? You
sisters,
speak,
man.
my God.
Huh?
He wants a wig. No, I will not wear a wig. I'll wear a hat, you assholes.
No Howard
You
Stern
dumb fucking
wigs?
Americans. I wear a hat. I wear a hat.
Oh, I love
this.
it. Oh,
God.
yes.
What is your problem, dumb tough American? You do not
There you go.
understand.
Rump time. Adam?
Vladimir Putin is my man.
Oh, God.
From Russia with love, you dumb pieces of a shit American bastards.
You got to spit more
I
when
do
you
not
talk.
want to talk to you.
Spit on the
Give me
screen.
my upper lip. I put my hat down and flap my ears goodbye to you. You bunkus idiots.
I really want one of those hats. I actually have been looking for
Yeah.
them, and they're kind of expensive.
We are ready for winter.
If they're
You hear me? We are ready for winter.
No, now you just remind me of Cousin Eddie.
No, it's this way, right? I can't see my head right. Yes, this is it. This
Oh,
is
yes.
it.
My dad needs to have a hat like that. Needs to have one like that. Yeah.
Yes, not American capitalist pig.
Yes. I collect
This
hats.
is real Russia.
Very weird hats.
You want to see
There's
it?
a lot
Russian?
of Russian
I
space
tell
station.
you. Oh, look at hair. Hair go there and hair go where? I go.
You have
See,
Russian
look.
hair.
See this? Real Russian. That's not English, you idiots.
Hot pot.
Yeah.
Da, it's real. John, I do not look at that at the person at one of his events David trolled him with the football mask. Ha ha ha. This is what
Yeah,
masks.
that's what I was talking about. The football man.
Speak of masks. I give you masks.
Hey, I'm wearing a wig, so I thought he was going to be wearing a wig.
I'm not wearing a wig.
Yeah.
Mask, Johnny boy. It's not mask you look at, mask boy. It's mask, that mask. Which mask, man? Oh, you got cat mask
Your
too.
balls on your face. Looks like Betty trimmed her beaver and made a hat.
Excuse me, I
That's
pick nose
funny.
because he has some dinner. I'm hungry.
Oh, no, him and Howard
Yes,
together. Oh my
pick
gosh.
my brain.
Oh my gosh. It'd be like Pinky in the Brain almost, like, like they'd be plotting to take
Oh,
over the
very good.
universe.
Ah,
Yeah.
you want hair? I give you hair. I
But
give
see,
you money
fucking-
about it and hair.
oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, I remember the Man Sue. Yeah, the Howard Stern wig.
Here we go. Jesus Christ, come to visit.
Jesus is coming on our show. We didn't tell anybody. Oh, we should have advertised.
What?
I was joking. He said he was Jesus. I said, Jesus is coming on our show. And I said, we didn't tell anybody. We should have advertised.
Yeah, man, you should have blown it out big time. You should have just let the world know. Send out the pigeons and the doves and send out a message to the universe, man, and big vibe.
I'm
wave.
getting sunny vibes. Sunny and Cher. Totally some sunny vibes.
This is not
Sunny
Sunny.
Bono.
Sunny
No.
Bono was a square, man. What's with you, man? He was just on the outside. Of the he was a
Very
weird.
good.
Al,
That's
that's what
Weird
I'm
Al
thinking.
Yankovic.
Yeah, how-
Weird Al. Weird Al.
He was a square. Sonny was a big square.
Was he a square?
Well, you think not? He was a total square. Blowing
Yeah.
his ass, man.
Definitely looks like Liz.
Jason, where's your wig?
Nope.
I'll buy you one.
Jason's not here. It is.
Yay! It wasn't it. Oh goodness! Now we have a treasure troll.
More than your audience expected for this evening to wake up for
Yeah.
a Monday night.
Yeah.
What are the people? What are the audience saying out there? Oh
They
my
say Weird
God!
Al.
Well, holy smokes!
And
That's
someone said,
Weird Al
"Where's the
Yankovic.
wallpaper thing?" Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yes, exactly what I thought. And they said if Howard and you were together, I said you guys would take over the universe.
Yeah. It would be crazy.
What the hell? What do I want with the universe? I have enough trouble dealing with my own little plot of land and the ghosts in it. Do you think I want the whole universe? You crazy?
It's
Not
funny.
this stupid son of a bitch. No, thank you. Let's see what the magic 8 ball says, shall we?
Oh, you have one of those?
Not on your fucking life. That's pretty explicit.
That's a dirty 8 ball. You got it from
I
Spencer's.
think that's a 38 ball.
You got it from Spencer's. Yeah, I have one. It doesn't say that. Hey, I have another question. Since you live there and it's active all the time, and you live there and sleep there, have you
Yeah.
ever had sleep paralysis or a weird lucid dream or astral projection during sleeping while you're there, or been visited by the spirits in your dreams?
All right, 3 questions. How to answer each one of them.
4 of them.
No, no, and no.
No, none of
Lucid
them.
dreams. Well, I wouldn't say I haven't had any really good lucid dreams here. In my prior residence, my apartment, I did remember having a lucid dream, and there I did also have sleep paralysis. Happened to me once, and I remember it vividly. Yeah, that was the strangest thing, the sleep paralysis deal. I remember sitting on my bed, and then all of a sudden looking up at the ceiling and hearing voices hearing somebody speaking to me, and watching patterns, literally like the entire ceiling. I couldn't move my body. I was frozen rigid like this. And I remember looking up at the ceiling and seeing black and white patterns. And what I mean by patterns, it wasn't, I'd say it was almost like a large graphic pattern of, I'll show you, similar like that. Do you see? Whoops, no, not
Yes, I've seen something like that before.
that.
Yeah,
Like that.
that's weird. I knew when you said that, and I knew when you were going to move the camera that I was going to see that. I knew
And
it.
it was strange. I remember, and there were different, patterns. How should I say, like line patterns that were flowing across the ceiling and shit. I remember that, but it was strange. It was uncomfortable to say the least. It was like, excuse me. It felt like, oh crap! Hold on one second. What the hell is
You remember Kiki, Jason?
Yeah.
The
Hello?
first time I ever helped him working a case. The
No, I
first time
got
I
a
ever helped
telephone
him
call
work
in the
on a
meantime,
case,
but didn't
I
get a chance to.
saw in the house he was in. Oh my God.
He just turned down. I don't know what he's doing, man.
There's no crying in baseball, David. There's no crying in baseball. So me and Kiki, he was
Live,
working a
everybody.
case, and I tried to use, like my ability, and I saw something that looked just like that thing on the wall at that house that Kiki was at, and I drew it and I showed it to him, and I told him to look for it, and I can't remember if he found it or not.
That's crazy. This is a perfect example tonight's show of what live shows are. You never know. Never know what's up.
This is like if Rick was on.
Something like that.
Huh?
Something like that.
Who drew what? Which pictures? Are these ones behind me? Are you talking about this? That's the other side. I'm not confused. You're talking about this, Adam? Not before I met David for the first time. I had a vision of seeing a woman in white in the downstairs of his house, and that's before I even realized that what I was seeing was the bottom floor. That's pretty cool. You had a remote viewing ability. When you start going to more and more investigations, that starts happening. It's weird.
Yeah. I did want to ask him something about his property, because you wonder if that energy and those spirits have always been there, but then if the construction really kind of amped it up, is what I was thinking, when you start building a house.
Lady Death. I collect Lady Death everything. Anything that I find or see that's Lady Death, I collect it. And that's who this is, but she's a witch on a broomstick on Halloween. And then I have a new ghost face that's not up here that I'll show you guys next time if y'all want to see it. The ghost face from Scream. I just got it. I have Morticia Adams. She's my spirit animal. I have Wonder Woman. I have Vampirella. Black Widow. Ronda Rousey. Oh, the ones he drew? No. No one drew those pictures that he faced the camera on. Ones that he said he saw. He's saying, let me back in.
Thank you.
Our problem child has come back. No.
Yeah, he's back.
God, don't give me crap because I'm back.
Jeremy
Jesus Christ.
Hey, now you have to sing Guess Who's Back? Back again.
Yes, I'm back. Good to be
Back
back,
again.
Scarlett. It's very good to be back indeed.
Well, I can tell you a Native American on horse that died in what is known as the Earth Mound at his house is peaceful as long as you leave offerings. That's awesome. I like Native American stuff. I'm Cherokee. You can't tell because I'm so pale, but in the summer you can actually tell when I get a tan. We've got some great evidence down there over the years. Adam had a question.
Yeah. No.
Who drew the pictures that you faced the camera at? The artwork of her that was hanging on your wall behind
Joey
that.
Maas. Joey Maas. You look him up online, Google him. He's the artist who makes the paintings of Sharon and obviously of me as well. So, I mean, not me, but he's done the paintings here at the house. So he's the person to talk to. He's out in Palm Springs, California.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what year did you actually start building the house again?
1999. We finished in 2002.
My question on that kind of goes along with that. Do you think that the spirits were there around the property already, or do you think that when you started building the house and the construction amped everything up, or what do you think about that?
Well, remember they tore the house down where Sharon's house stood in 1994. So 5 years before we started construction here, that had already been demolished, and they were building that new house there. That's why I don't really think that any of that had anything to do with stirring the spirits up. I don't think it's like that. I don't believe that, human activity has a lot to do with, as much as we want to say it does, has a lot to do with the spirits. The spirits just, how should I say, it's cause and effect. Once there was something here, the house started becoming, presence is when I think the spirits, became more active. I don't
Like
think
a beacon?
the ground. Well, like giving them a place to hang out is really what I mean.
Yeah. Like
I
a
mean,
magnet.
once the floors started being, built on the house and stuff, that's when we started to notice the activity became a little bit more, I'd say, prominent. I think that, how do I say it? I think it's just there. It kind of like, as you say, it became more apparent that it was physically there for them. There was something more of a place for them to hang out than anything else, is what I personally believe about it. I think that human beings have a lot to do with, our egos are so that we think that we have a lot of, and I hate to say this on a side note, but it's a great example. It's like extraterrestrials. If they're real, do you think extraterrestrials give a rat's ass about human beings as much as we give a rat's ass about ants? Because really, if there are extraterrestrials and there are thousands of light years ahead, well advanced of us, we are nothing more than a speck of dust or a granule of sand at the beach.
Unless they have an assignment to have to watch over us.
I don't think they have. I think again, that what you just said was 100% human ego running itself into a.
No, I was saying like if you thought that angels could be aliens, because some people think angels and aliens and extraterrestrials are tied together. You know what I'm saying? And there were a certain level of angels that were forced to look over humans, even if they didn't want to.
I think again, I go back to what it was originally. That's an egocentric theory, but based on a human capacity of something we wish to be. But unfortunately, in reality, if you look at it honestly, how much gosh darn concern do you have about an amoeba? Single cell. I mean, seriously, unless you're a scientist, you could give
Personally,
a
if I was
rat's
an
ass about an amoeba.
extraterrestrial, I don't know if I'd be entertained if I was up there.
You're like, that's what I'm saying to you. It's like a human to an amoeba, which is a single cell individual versus, what do you care about an amoeba? No, neither do you, neither does anybody out there. So the same thing is, it's so well advanced of where we are. Why would they even bother? We're so retarded as a species by comparison to this, which is so far well advanced, and they're not eating humans and they're not mining us. And there's nothing on this freaking planet that isn't out in the universe that they have access to, and other planets that are out there in the solar system and in the galaxy that are far advanced, far more available to them than the Earth, to be honest with you. That's what my father used to say. He goes, if there are aliens, they are so far removed from us, they could give a rat's ass that we exist. We are a speck of dust to them. That the idea that, aliens are coming. Aliens look at us and go, why would we want to involve ourselves with
They're definitely watching you right now.
Insignificant species on this dusty little planet amongst billions of planets in the universe? And there's how many universes out there, solar systems? The whole point is no, they don't care. And ghosts,
yeah, I'm trying to get
don't care about us. Ghosts are like, you're a human. If I come to say hello to you, be happy. Don't be afraid of me. But we're like, oh my God, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. Oh my God. And the ghost is going, hi, how you doing? What's going on? You having a good time? Oh, you're having a meltdown? I'm out of here. You're a childish piece of work. I can't deal with you. I'm out of here. Oh God, the headache of dealing with a human being. I forgot. You're so fragile and delicate as a species. I forgot where I was when I was alive. Now that I'm dead, I have to look at you like, you're scared of me because I'm saying hello. I'm saying hi. And you're having God, you're so childlike. That's what I think about spirits. Spirits have no interest in hurting us. They're trying to visit us to say hello, and we're having a meltdown. Unappreciative that comes off to the spirits.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I want to deal with you? I came to let you know that I'm just checking on you. Grandma wants to see how you're doing. And here's my point. Eventually, we're all going to, gosh darn, perish from this earth. At
Yeah.
some point, we all will die. And the idea that those that have died before us are coming to hurt us is preposterous. It's kind of
Oh, I
sad.
don't think that. Not most of
Nobody
the
thinks
time.
like that. Because everybody's afraid because, well, Zach Baggins told me to be afraid of ghosts. It's like, Zach Baggins told you to do what?
Well, in my opinion, if aliens were watching him, they would not be amused.
They're
So,
not abused. Remember, he was here 8 years ago in 2013 to shoot the first episode of Ghost Adventures.
I'm not impressed with him.
Impressed with what? I have a diaper I'm more impressed with. I use diaper I'm more impressed with. Okay? But the truth is, pretty much.
Sorry, I mean, everyone's like, oh, he's so hot. Not really. I mean, he's famous. Woo. He has a cool museum.
His museum's a joke.
I don't know. I haven't been there.
How many people go to a museum and expect for a scare tactician, as you're called, or an actor to jump out and scare you when you're walking to a museum and looking at the exhibits? I'm sorry. I don't go to a museum to get scared.
Like clowns?
Like clowns, yes. My friend who's an ex-army vet, well, he's a vet. He's a veteran. And he's a sharpshooter for the special ops. Went to the he went to the museum, and he says he went to the clown room, and there's a fabric wall. It turns out it's not a wall; it's just a fabric sheet that comes down, and a clown jumped out from behind it and touched me in the chest. I said, "What'd you do?" I punched him in the chest.
He's like, PTSD, darn. It's a medical.
He says, he goes, I didn't expect you to jump.
That's a medical problem. Sorry, bro.
Right. So he hit the guy, and all of the security descended upon the room and went in there. And he says, look, the guy assaulted me. I didn't do anything. The guy came out of the woodwork and touched me, and I wasn't expecting it, so I ducked him. And I'm an ex-army vet, and so that's what happened with him. And I said, it just goes to show you the stupidity of this of a place that pulls itself off as being a.
I do not do jump scaring either. I hear people saying, "Oh, jump scaring is fun," or "Jump scaring makes me excited," and I'm like, "Jump scaring makes me want to do things I won't say." No jump scares to me. PTSD kicks in. It's not good.
It should. Who's ever heard of jump scare? I've never heard of jump scare. What's jump? Is it when somebody comes in and scares you? I said, that's bullshit.
The cinema studios of horror movies, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
it's been like the
base, you want to make up a story, but if you're trying to be honest, there's no integrity to it. There's no integrity whatsoever to it. So
how many shows that are on TV have been to the house?
Well, on TV is one thing that it's been on. Let's see, Ghost Hunters, My Ghost Story, Paranormal Witness, Haunted History, Ghost Adventures Aftershocks, Extreme Paranormal Witness. So 7 shows in the U.S., 2 in the U.K., which was Dead Famous Live and Searching for Satan. Some show in Japan, some show in France. So
that's cool.
So who do you think was the most like professional crew that you worked with that came in there?
Well, 2 of the shows were investigative shows. So that would have been Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures. The other 5 shows were story-based shows.
Yeah, so historical.
Well, in some cases, I wasn't pleased with any of them because a lot of them focused on one sliver of the story. And in one case, it was My Ghost Story. They compressed all the events into felt like the first 2 weeks I moved in here. And I said, after watching the episode, I said, that's a little misleading. I said, I didn't meet this person until 2005. I didn't meet this person until 2004. And I moved in 2002.
Yeah.
Said, the incidents felt like they were compressed to make it feel more intense. And I said,
not a timeline, no accuracy of a timeline.
Right. I said, if that all happened in the first 2 weeks living here, I never would have stayed here. I said, but that happened over 3 years.
It feels like I'm out of here.
Well, yeah, they make you feel like, oh, this is intense pressure. It's like, no, and it's once out, and even if it did happen within 2 weeks, which it didn't, I still would have said, okay, fine. Well, again, we're all going to pass from this mortal coil. To be afraid of those who have done so before you is not only foolish, it's insane. It makes your friends that are passed away and your relatives, you condemn them to literally a lousy position in their afterlife.
Kind of like an unmarked grave or something.
Exactly. And it's kind of like, think about this. You're all going to be, every single person that's watching this show right now, I can pretty much guarantee with a pretty good high certainty that within 100 years, we'll all be passed away from this earth. We'll all be gone. And that's not to say some of us might live to be 120, 130, 100, however many years you think you're going to live. Even at that point, you're going to pass away.
Yeah.
Then what are you going to do? You're going to be afraid of yourself? Hello? I mean, oh, I'm a ghost. It's like, yeah,
I hope not.
Oh my God, I'm a ghost now. It's like, deal with it. You're a ghost now. What now? You're going to fear for yourself because you're a ghost? I can't stand. I mean, the hype and the dogma and people said, "Do you belong to a paranormal investigative team?" And it's like, hell no, hell no. For one simple reason, I live in a haunted house. The second I join one group, I'm going to have 40 other people or 40 other groups with the people inside those groups pissing on me because I'm in this group, not in that group, not group, that group, that group.
That's true.
And I don't like the cattiness. And it's like, saying,
there's a lot of that.
I appreciate it. I thank you. But look, I'm interested in the paranormal. I have a personal interest. I live in it. I'm not interested in trying to come up with a theory behind what's going on, because everybody has proposed a theory that I've read about and seen. It doesn't wash in my book of what I've seen with the paranormal. And once you start to realize that everybody's got a theory that's based on a human condition and it's not based upon a spirit's condition, throw it all out the window. Why? Because until such time as a spirit writes a book about what's going on the other side, I don't want to hear about it. No
That's
offense.
a good point.
I've heard so many thick and this. Here's a great one from the book, and this one I got to read out of the book because it's demythologizing some of the myths of the paranormal. Let me see. Let me just get to that. Oh boy, where are we? All right, let me see. And it's interesting because a lot of those theories I've put to the test and have come up with that that's not true. That doesn't wash with what I've experienced here at all. Now that's about the Sharon Tate. I forget the Sharon Tate. I'm not going to give away the Sharon Tate myths that I demythologize in this.
No, because I'm actually thinking about buying that book, so I don't want to know the beginning and the middle and the end.
Don't worry, I haven't read all of it. I just read a few excerpts. Here, let me see. Here we go. Let's assume that ghosts are real. That there's nowhere there's nowhere you can run to or hide, not inside of a lead-lined box or a crystal chamber. Travel to the tippy top of the world or descend to the bottom of the ocean. Mariana's Trench ghosts, the ocean, the Mariana's Trench. Ghosts can go anywhere they want. They are, after all, just energy. And you can't escape a bolt of lightning if you think about it. Think about it. And they will find you wherever you are. What are you afraid of to begin with? Humans are just like everything, have an expiration date. We will face at some point in our lives. And the fact that others who have passed away before us are returning to see us, to check up on us, or to warn us of, or try to visit us and say hello, should be no cause for fear mongering and behaving like a cartoon episode of Casting the Friendly Ghost, whose only desire was to make friends with living. What you look at through the perspective, when you look at it through this perspective, you begin to realize where it is, and that I'm basing my perspective forward towards the living with spirits. Because there's nothing you can do about it. What are you gonna? And what if the spirit's a Buddhist spirit, and you're going like this with a cross? He goes, "What's that? A cross? A plus sign? I don't know." There's no relation. People don't understand that if it's there, it's there, and the only thing you can do is deal with it yourself. You can't get somebody else. An example: God, this is every example. Shit. I can't get this as a person to stand in front of me and protect me. It ain't going to protect me. This is pink salt. By the way,
Yeah,
Himalayan
I have a
salt.
bunch of those. I have a gray one too.
My point is as if that was a person, it can't protect me because when it's not there, I have to deal with it on my own. That's why if you have a difficult time with the spirit, and I've had some pissy times with the spirits, I've called them out and said, don't you dare pull that shit on me. Don't you, who the hell do you think you are? If you go, you talk to the spirits like that, I said, what else am I going to do? Cower? I have a choice of being a pussycat or being a lion.
It
And
is your house too. They have to respect you and you respect them. You know what I mean? It's got to be like a symbiotic or reciprocated relationship of respect with both of y'all.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. You can't sit there and have somebody else, I'm going to get an exorcist to come in. What are you going to do? When he's gone, what's he going to do then? You have to deal with it on your own. I call him out and I say,
It's just like a person that you find that's like that also. You're going to have to actually basically not like they're going to call your bluff and you've got to say, hey, no, I've got the same cards as you. You're not gonna, I'm not gonna cower down to you.
exactly, because you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. The official name of this show, Lockbeard, The Omen.
The Spectral Sailor.
The Spectral Sailor interviews The Omen at The Omen
Yeah.
House with David Omen. And a few more omens and I'll be out of here.
Hello, Lockbeard, by the way.
So let me ask you this: have you ever had a paranormal experience before you actually built this house?
I've always had ESP, which stands for extrasensory perception. As a child, always had the sense of knowing things before they happened, having what are those called again? Whatchamacallit dreams? Those lucid dreams. And just knowing and always being curious about the paranormal because I was fascinated by it. But the more I started to see that, it became commercialized and people were selling devices, including one of those that was given to me, which you recognize this as the SLS camera. And then I started to realize that every time somebody's using this thing, they're capturing something on it. And then I said, wait a second, this thing is designed to be stationary, because it's reading and mapping an environment that it's not moving on. So if it's not moving, it's going to receive information that from the infrared grid that it sends out. So when there's movement, it's going to basically assign an object movement. If this is moving, it'll interpret the movement as the object is moving, and therefore will assign it movement. The only way to use this is to set it up and put it stationary in a room and let it shoot in a room that's cleared out of all objects that are going to interfere with the mapping of what it's coming up with. So I started to realize that a lot of things in the paranormal were just gadgets that people were manufacturing, and I got a little pissy on it and said, something, if I'm here at the house and I'm recording voices without any devices, why are you guys using these intermediary devices you're spending hundreds of dollars upon that are programmable? And even if they're getting information, they're not the voice of the person that you're listening or looking for. They can't be. But here we have unsolicited, as John Doherty will tell you, video with audio, picking up disembodied voices that there's no explanation for them because there's no one in the goddamn room with us and the doors were closed. And like I said, I'm fascinated by it, but I don't like the bull and the fraudulent side of it. And there's a lot of people that are exploiting the field or exploiting people in the field to make money and to profiteer from. And to me, it's a little bit disingenuous, misleading. I had an argument with somebody today about the Dubuyik box. I said, I was a private investigator, 25 years ago, and I did research on the Dubuyik box. I couldn't find any piece of literature pre the year 2000 about about this box. And what I was led to find out was that the box was in a movie, and it was a story created for this film. And pre-2000, there is not a gosh darn single bit of information written about said box. And once you start to uncover and unravel the nonsense behind it, you start to realize that you guys have been hooked, line, and sinkered on a catfish bullshit story about a box that doesn't have anything to do with anything, and it certainly has nothing to do with facts of Warsaw and the Warsaw Ghetto during World War II and the Nazis. That's a crock of crap. It's a sad. To me, it was just like one. Dumb asses, you guys listen to anything that's something you see on TV instead of doing a little bit of research to verify.
Yeah, they probably got it off of a movie, like The Conjuring or whatever.
It was a movie. It was a movie. It was a
Or not The Conjuring. What's it called? The one about the box.
Yeah, and it's not real. And I looked. I said, "There's nothing historically in any records of the Jewish faith, the religion about it." And he goes, "No kidding." And now I'm reading stuff about the golem. And I'm like, the golem? I said, I remember reading about the golem when I was a kid in horror movies because it was a creation of the Warsaw, came out again out of the Warsaw Ghetto during World War II, where the Jews were there, and they made a clay figure that they supposedly imbued human and supernatural powers to it to go and try to assail the Nazis. But again, it's a crock of crap story. It was a myth. It didn't exist. It wasn't real because there was 6 million Jews killed during the Holocaust, and that's a historical fact. And they rose up to try to kill the Nazis and defeat the Nazis when they went into the Warsaw Ghetto to exterminate all the Jews who were still there in the Warsaw Ghetto. And there was an uprising by those people that were part of the underground and also the militia that was of the Jewish quarter there. But there was no gosh darn mythical, gosh darn clay man, 7 feet tall, smacking down the Nazis there. It's a story. It's not true. It's a myth. It's a legend. And this is what scares me is that people like Zach Baggins can mesmerize the audience and then spew lies and bullshit, and to the point where I have people telling me, well, you know, Benedict Canyon was Native American ceremonial burial area. And I said, really? I said, it's kind of funny. I've talked to sociologists, archaeologists, and none of that can be verified at all in this freaking canyon. And that story is a crock of crap that Zach Baggins embellished from what I said about this house and something that Lisa Williams, the psychic, picked up here.
Yeah, he embellished what she said too.
What she said is there's a Native American who's in the earthen wall room under the house, and that he died there by accident. His remains were there and with his horse, and they were covered by mounds of earth and mud through the years. Zach turned that into David's house is built on ceremonial Native American burial grounds. My ass, it is, bozo the clown Baggins. You're such a pathetic
Baggins.
cheese
That's
ball.
Lord of the Rings, no. That's Lord of the Rings. That's another topic.
Yeah, like they needed to go build them. They needed to go out of their way to build graves on the slope of a hill. Like that. That's the deep of it. Slope.
I do believe in karma, though, and I do believe, like, if you disrespect us, the story of a spirit that's going to somehow, energetically, that's going to, you know, later on come back to haunt you. So
he's done it to a whole nation of a whole tribe of indigenous people that have lived here. That's the real scary part about it. Is it's not that he did it to me. Yes, he insulted me and tried to insult my integrity and trying to slander my name. But the problem is he's done it when he was here. He ran out of here after 3 hours of a 6-hour lockdown because the spirit said, "Up your little tiny tight wide ass. We're going to shove this stick up there so far, you're going to be a human popsicle when you leave here, Baggins. And if you ever do that crap again about this house, you will really lose."
That's what I was saying. Though the spirits will have their karmatic, you know, like way or whatever.
Yeah.
We're actually at the end of the show, but I wanted to give you a chance to go ahead and if you wanted to say anything about your YouTube channel or where people can order your book or anything like that, you can go ahead and put that stuff out there one more time.
Okay, everybody, if you want to, and I'm sure you do, here's the information right there. See the videos, you go subscribe to youtube.com/David Oman. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and for the book, it's ghostsofcielodrive.com.
If I buy your book, you're going to sign it for me, right?
Of course I will. If you ever come out to LA, I'll be happy to give you a tour of the house.
I'd rather come to LA. That would be more fun, I think. But thank you for being on. And thank you for the history, and thank you for the I guess like, kind of like laying it out there that sometimes people embellish stuff or whatever, because that's obvious when you watch TV shows. They do that for ratings and stuff like that, or contracts or whatever the reasoning is.
They
Money,
need the ratings.
fame, whatever it is.
Fear
But
sells. That's all it is. It's scariness and drama that makes everybody go, oh,
yeah.
oh. And it's like, oh, God, you're killing
Adam
us.
says you need to come on the show again, so maybe in the future we interview you again.
Yeah,
That's
please be
good.
happy to come on. That'd be my pleasure. You have me anytime you like. And if you come out to LA, you do your live show from here at the house.
Yeah, that would be really awesome.
Oh, yeah, you'll
It
get a
would
hoot
be,
and
yeah.
holler. You'll have the
It would be.
spirits chiming in and going, oh, she's on live? Okay, we're going to come on in and say hi.
That would be good. That would be awesome. That'd be fun too. I like LA. I've always wanted to go to LA. I've been to California all over, but I've never been to LA, so it's on my list of places to go someday. Well,
Well,
thank you
come
for
here,
being
speak.
with us. Thank you for all the showing us your book too. I'll probably get with you later and buy one, okay?
Sounds good.
And
Jason, take care.
everyone's saying good night to you.
Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. It's been my pleasure. It's been a while since I've been on a fun podcast like tonight and got to play with wigs and masks.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll do it again, okay?
Sounds very good. You guys
Thank
have a very
you.
good night. And audience, take care. Have a
Bye.
good night. Be
You
safe.
too. You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.